Hey everyone, welcome back to Simply Blessed Crafts, or welcome if you're new. I got a interesting video for you. So here's the scoop. I'm just going to give it to you really short. I have a show this weekend, this coming up weekend, and my big seller is Gnomes. So just so happens that this collab fell on the day that I usually do my whatever video, so I figured what the heck, I was gonna throw it in. But I'm gonna be doing a lot of gnomes, so I hope you like gnomes. So let's get into this. It's gonna be another collab video. It's one that I've never done before, so I hope you like it. Let's go. Alright, so we're doing a 5 under 5 summer decor. So it is hosted by Farm Charm Chic, and our guest host is Happiness Created, and it's gonna be all summer decor, so I hope you guys enjoy. I am specializing in gnomes, as you heard from my thing, so DIY number 1. So I'm kind of skipping some of this stuff. You will see me do that base of my gnome in my second gnome here that I'm going to be doing. But right now I just flipped my one sock inside out because I cut the heel area. This one is kind of a little bit different just because this one has a graphic on it and I want the graphic not to be upside down. This one's going to be a little bit different than what I normally do just because it has a graphic. So as you can see, this is a Mountain Dew sock. These are from Dollar Tree, the Mountain Dew socks. So $1.25. I only used one sock of that and one sock of the other ones. The other socks I actually ordered off Amazon. So split, it's like $1.25. I'm only gonna be charging like $1.25 for the socks. Beards I got off Etsy. They're like 75 cents a piece. Actually get them in a mystery box for it's 20 beards for $15, so it's actually a really good deal, and you get multi-colors, so it's actually a really good deal if you guys are interested. But about 75 cents each. And then this is the other part of the sock that I'm using for the body from the body. So like I said, I only use 2 socks. So I just kind of cut a piece of that, and then I cut it in half, and then I cut it in half again, and then I'm using a couple of pipe cleaners, and then I fold the pipe cleaners, and then I'm just gonna roll these into some hot glue just to make them stick. And then I'll keep rolling, and then I'll roll up some more hot glue down, and then I'll just keep rolling. This is probably the only time you'll see me do this, just because otherwise it gets repetitive. I make all my arms the same way. This is how I make my arms. Couple of beads. I mean, you can get the beads from Dollar Tree. And then I just put a little hot glue in there, and I just stick them right down into that little hole there. And then I'm just going to stuff that little piece of fabric right there underneath the hat. So don't glue it on your hat right away. So now we're going to put a little hot glue underneath his arm, and then a little on top just to glue that hat down to his arm. This is to hold his arm down into the hat. And then I'm going to fold up the rim a little bit on his hat. And then I'm going to just kind of brush away a little bit of his beard out of the way. And I'm going to grab another bead. These ones, I'm not even really sure where I got them from. I found them in my stash, you guys. But I believe Hobby Lobby has some of these. These ones do not have any hole on them, but you can use the ones with holes on them that you can get from Dollar Tree. I just put a little bit of hot glue on top of his nose, and I just stick it right down, stick the rim of his hat right down on top of his little hat, or on top of his little nose. And now the hat thing is going to kind of depend on how you want it. I mean, it's going to depend on what you are in the mood for. I do use polyfill just because I have a polyfill on stash, and I've had it in my stash for a long time. You can use pillows, old pillows from Walmart or anything like that, or Family Dollar or anything. I just put a little tiny bit in there just to give it a little bit of a poof. And then I used rubber bands, and now I'm tying a little bit of jute twine to the top of it just to secure it and to hide that rubber band. And this one, I wanted his hat to be a little bit slouchy because he's going to just lounge. He's going to be kind of loungy. And I'm just going to glue that right down to the side of the hat a little bit. So, these little cans here, my husband picked up from our gas station. They were like $2, I think, maybe $2.50 for a pack of 6. So we're looking at like 80 cents for these. I'm just gonna cover the front of it. I just cut out a little piece of paper. You kind of saw me do that. And right now I'm just going to paint it. I did cut out this little Mountain Dew thing here, but I really did not like how that looked, so I scrapped that. And actually I'm just going to use a label from a Mountain Dew bottle. So we're just going to use trash. So here I'm just cutting it, and I do cut the rim off of it too, but I'm gonna just basically use tape and tape it down. And now we're going to glue it right down to his little hand here. So he's holding it. It is a little heavy for him to hold by just his little hand, so I'm actually going to move his beard out of the little way and glue it down to his beard, just to give it a little bit of, to way it looks like he's holding it up. So I decided that he needs to have something else in his hand to make him more summery. I live up north. I live in Minnesota, and up here in the summer is big time fishing. So we're gonna make him cooling in a boat, maybe with a fishing pole, and he has a little fish on his fishing pole. So I made a little tiny fish just by pinching it out of clay. I do grab some apple barrel paint, and I'm just going to paint them green. I paint him green before he dries, by the way. If you guys aren't familiar with clay, it's easier to actually make it to where it doesn't crack if you paint it. Here I'm grabbing a little dowel rod. I believe these came from Dollar Tree or Walmart. And I'm just shaving the little piece off. He has a little hole in his bead from his hand, so we're using that. I grabbed some of this floral wire, and I'm just wrapping it around the top of the skewer or dowel, and then we're just gonna glue a little bit into that little spot that we sharpened there, so he can stick right down into his little hole on his hand. And then I do glue the wire down to where it doesn't move. And then we're going to make it kind of like a little hook. And then we're just going to hook our little fish. Our little fish is still wet, so just kind of make it to where it's going to hook them. And then I do glue a little bit down to the fish so he doesn't rip at all. And that's the way I was going to keep him. So the total for this project does not include this little canoe, just because the canoe was actually in my stash. I used to have a bunch of Native American decor in my stuff just because I really liked it. And this was just in my decor, so I got rid of a lot of that stuff. So this actually is not included in that. But we're looking at probably a total of polyfill. I do use rice for the bottom of them to keep them to sit up and everything. Pole, everything like that. Just kind of the little nitty gritty stuff. Hats, beard, all that stuff. We're probably looking at a total about... Oh, did I not have that on there? I thought it was like 380 or something like that. Well, maybe it was 480. About 480, I think. DIY number 2. So here, this one's a scrap sock. This is actually a piece of sock that I have. I'm going to kind of show you how I use a piece of scrap sock. So I turned it inside out. I used the rubber band. Now I'm going to use a piece of twine. I'm going to tie it really tight in a knot. I do put a little hot glue in that knot, and I'm going to tie it really tight. As tight as I possibly can. I'm going to cut off the excess. And I'm going to flip it inside or back the right side in. And now I'm just using this jar to make it easier for me to pour my rice in. So this is how I make my bodies. I just pour a little bit of rice in it just to get it to sit up. You want a little bit of, you can use one of those little pebbles and stuff from Dollar Tree. And this is just a little bit of polyfill. Like I said, you can use other things too. You can use plastic bags. You can use old pillows and stuff like that if you have them on hand. This is just something that I have. I've had this stuff in my stash forever. I do put a little rubber bands in there just to keep it shut. You can use jute twine. The beards. This one's going to be a little... It can kind of be a little Native American. It can be a little nautical. Not nautical. Why am I searching for this? Patriotic. Oh my goodness. It can be a little patriotic gnome. It can also it was kind of going for patriotic barbecue is where I was going through with this, because barbecues, they just scream summer to me. So that's kind of how I make my bodies. I did show you that. We are going to make arms on him as well. I do not believe I show you. There we go. I do fast forward. Because like I said, I make him the same way. Grab a couple of beads out. And we're just going to glue down the beads in this one as well. Like I said, some of this is going to be very repetitive stuff, but they all turn out so cute, and you can make so many different versions of them. And Dollar Tree sells some really cute socks right now. They have like Cheeto socks and Kool-Aid socks, and I mean, they have so many different ones. So definitely go out, check out your local Dollar Tree if you guys are interested in making anything like this. So you glue down the back of the hat. That's important too. Make sure, but do it after you put your hand or your arms in it if you're going to put arms in it, which you don't have to. This hat I stuff a little bit fuller than what I did the last one. And now we're going to just put our little nose in there. So I'm going to move the beard out of the way. These ones I got just recently. These are a little bit smaller noses. But again, I got a whole bag for them for $1.79. So again, this is like pennies for, for $1.79. This is, I'm using one nose or one bead for $1.79. So we're looking at pennies here. So yeah, we're just tying this off now. And I just kept it a little short, but I mean, it's kind of like a little stubby hat, but he turned out so cute. So these are really big, but it's so cute, you guys. I got these from Dollar Tree. It's like 22 in a pack, but they're little red solo cups, which is definitely a staple in America, and it's definitely a staple in barbecues and all that stuff. So that's kind of where I went with this. I do kind of glue, like I said, I kind of glue it down to his beard a little bit, so it kind of looks like he's holding it a little bit more. So these little this little burger here, I have a bunch of these in a stash of mine. They're little erasers. I got the little erasers from Target probably like 2 years ago, and there was a bunch of them. I don't even remember the price, but I'm using like 1 or 2 of them in this, so there has to be like 80 cents again. So I mean, this here, I'm gonna add like a little bumblebee to the top of his hat. I got these just recently off of Amazon. It was like $9.99 for a pack of like 1,000. So I'm gonna tie some twine around his little hat up here just to kind of hide the rubber bands. Kind of adds a little more detail. I do grab a calendar from Dollar Tree, and I'm just gonna cut out this little picture in the back. It's a picture of the little red truck with the flag and everything, just to kind of give it a little bit more nautical, but yet it gives it to me like summer, like out on the farm. So I just glue that right down to his head, and I think this one is pretty much done, you guys. And he turned out super cute. DIY number 3. This one here. So this, I got fabric from Walmart. That's actually one of their little square quarters that they have. It was $1.57, I believe it was. So my thought with this one, I was going to try to do like a little do-rag. So technically I only did one sock on this one. So $1.25, cut that in half. So we're looking at like 75 cents, maybe 50 cents, something like that. Anyway, but you have to include the half of the sock or half of the fabric that I was using. Anyway, doesn't matter. My point was I was trying to do like some kind of like little do-rag. So my thought with this one, she's supposed to be a little girl. This is one of probably my least favorite ones that I did. I did get the little braids. It was the same kind of concept with the beards. Came in a pack. But she, my biggest memory of when growing up, and it still is actually, it's still one of those things that screams summer to me, is the county fairs. So that's kind of where I was going with this. She's got some really bright colors on. I was going to try to find some tie-dye, and I couldn't find some tie-dye fabric, but this was as close as I could find. So we went with this. So I have to try to make some kind of little outfit, which is probably what struggled me the most with her. If you make a girl gnome, I kind of just have to make an outfit, which I don't make a whole lot of girl gnomes just because the beard is so much easier because it just covers up the body. But is what I do is I grab her arms that I already made, and I'm kind of just it's kind of out of frame, but I'm kind of just lining a part of it with a piece of that foam after I get her hat all done. I'm trying to piece together some kind of like little outfit for her. Excuse me, guys. Sorry, dry throat. So here I'm trying to piece together some kind of like shirt or some kind of like little dress or something that would work for her. That would, you know, be nice for like you would see at like a county fair. Very summery. It's kind of my going with this. I started going with, well, okay, so I can't tuck her arms underneath her hat. So I gotta try to figure out how to piece her arms to her shirt somehow. So here is where I decided I was going to cut little holes. It's out of frame again. Little holes in her outfit. So I'm kind of lining up where her arms would go. You kind of pinched off right there. That's where I'm going to cut the little hole area. And then when I wrap it around her, after I kind of get where her body is going to go, I start gluing. And then before I glue it down completely, I stick the arm in that little hole surface, and then, again, it's out of frame. Okay, now you can kind of see it. I'm gluing the arm down inside that little pocket that we made for her arm. And then I'm going to kind of glue her shirt, dress, whatever, in kind of like a little V shape in front. And I'm going to do the same thing for this side here. Sorry again that it's out of frame. It's hard to do this kind of stuff and think of the camera constantly. So again, I'm kind of doing like a little V. I do cut off a little excess, and then I'm just gluing down the rest of it in front of her there. And then I'm gluing down her little nose. And then I'm going to glue her hat down to her nose there. Not like you need to see more of this because it's the same thing, but I'm putting her little hands in right now. You've seen that. Have you seen me do that twice before now? Something I probably could have cut out of here, but so this one here, so I grabbed some of little beads and that I have in my stash, and these again you can get off of necklaces, old necklaces or whatever. I do some beading work and junk like that, so I have them in my stash. It's something that I also ordered off of Amazon. I do not know where this string came from, but it's a very stretchy string, and I just beaded like maybe 6, maybe 7 pieces of the jewelry. Again, probably pennies because it comes in like 1,000 count, and tied it around her neck. So I also put a rubber band at the beginning of it. You guys probably didn't see that, around the upper part of the sock to try to give her a little bit more of a neck area, because again you kind of see that. I grabbed another one of those pop cans in one of those other things that my husband got, and then I'm gluing down another one of those erasers that we had. And then I made a little note. This is just paper. And I added another one of the erasers. And then I cut out a little note that says, "County Fair calories don't count." And I stuck it down to her hat. She turned out kind of funky, but she's cute. DIY number 4. This one's probably my favorite. So I started off with green sock here, and then a little little beard. And then my camera shut off on me, but you kind of see me do it all before. I just added his nose and his hat to it. You've seen me do the arms, so I'm not going to show that again. But now I'm just gluing them down to the side of him. This one turned out so cute, you guys. This one is my absolute favorite. I did, while waiting for my hot glue to heat up, I cut out from little cut out from felt like little pieces of, they're almost like raindrop, or like almost like little tiny raindrops. It's seeds. If you guys can't tell, we're making a little watermelon gnome, because that screams summer. I mean, and oh my gosh, he's just so dang cute, you guys. And then I decided I was just going to cut the top of these little hats and kind of make it like, I don't know how you would say that, frayed, I guess. And then I grabbed my jute twine, again, just to hide the rubber bands and to give it a little bit more detail. I do add this little tiny watermelon. I believe these are like made out of polymer clay, but I got that off of Amazon as well. Come in so many like big packs of this I believe I got off of Amazon too, like a couple years ago. But again, that comes in a pack as well. I don't remember how many, and I don't remember the price. So, but I'm just gluing that down to his little hands like he's gonna eat it. Looks like he's had a couple already. Looks like he's dyed his beard. And I added a little ladybug. He's just so cute. DIY number 5. And our last one. This one is actually nautical as well. Or nautical. Oh my gosh, why am I going nautical? Patriotic, you guys. And this one is very, very simple. This one's probably the simplest one we have. Again, we're just going, and I don't know why I'm so close to the camera, but we're just going with pieces of sock like this. The blue sock is just a piece of sock there, and I am just gonna glue down a little nose again. And I didn't even put arms on this one. He's just chilling. I believe this one I stuff his hat pretty full. Like I said, that's going to be kind of more of a preference that you decide. It's going to kind of depend on how tall you want, or how, if you want them slouchy or whatever. In this one, I went in with some jute twine, or not jute twine, some baker's twine, because I was kind of going for the red, white, and blue. And this kind of got out of a little bit of frame, you guys, but I'm taking a couple of pipe cleaners, and I am just basically just wrapping the wire around each other, and I'm kind of making like a little star like firework. You'll kind of see it here in a minute, but I'm kind of here, you kind of see it. I'm kind of just grabbing pieces and I'm bending it and kind of wrapping it. I'm kind of doing every other. This is just going to be his little embellishment for his hat. It's just going to be like a little firework. And I just keep going around until I'm satisfied with it to make it look like a firework. And I do trim it down because it was a little big, but it was bigger than that even. But then I glue it down to his little hat. And that's all that is to that one. And we got the final reveal, you guys. Make sure you guys go check everybody out in the playlist, you guys. There's some wonderful people in the playlist. I've been collabing with them for quite a while. Make sure you go check out the hosts and the guest host. I haven't actually collabed with them yet, but I know that they're wonderful people because I've watched them for a long time. So make sure you definitely go out and give them some love and give them a like and thumbs up, and everybody, you know, tell them that I sent them over. And I appreciate you if you're new to stop by. Definitely give me a like button and subscribe if you're not subscribed, and I hope you enjoyed the content. Give me a comment down below. Tell me which one's your favorite. And I will see you all in the next one. Sunday, I will have Just Your Imagination collab. So I hope you guys all stick around for that. God bless and bye.